one of the things that we haven't talked about in all our years of doing this pod, man, is parenting. Because me and Keion ain't got no kids. You know, thank God. Yet. But well, do you want kids, Keion, nephew Keion?
That I used to always say yeah, but as I'm getting older and like more of a adult, it's still like a tricky question. I'm not gonna say no. Um, Again, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I'm still thinking.
Were you
I'm still
50-50
thinking.
right now, or are you leaning
Probably like
towards
70-30. Like again, I want to like
70%
70-30
no?
leading the
70%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I want to have kids, but it's just realistically when the kids here, it's like they're always gonna be around. Like I'm not gonna never be no deadbeat or anything, but the kids always gonna be around and stuff. Yeah, that's like a big sacrifice into your own time and
Yeah, unlimited.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
everything, school, and like I don't know if I'm ready for all that just right now, but of course I do want to leave a legacy and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, facts. Do you have a number of kids? You always have your
So
number?
that always changed too. Again, with me just growing up with just one older brother, I always felt like my own the only kid because again my brother
Same
was
thing. I
yeah
think me and
5 year
you, yeah,
yeah.
we went
So
through the same thing. Yep.
and then my kid is only gonna have one blood uncle on my side. Like he's gonna have plenty of uncles and stuff.
Cause you just got real, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And we 11 years apart, so that we barely seen each other. Then they're going.
So like I want my kid to feel the way I felt, growing up and stuff. So I do want to give them other or them all siblings and stuff, but at the
So
same
a
time,
minimum
again,
two. Yeah.
minimum 3, like So yeah,
Remember,
so
I used to say 4 or 5. Well, 6 months ago I was saying 4 or 5, but then I had to dial it back because I'm like maybe that's too much.
Yeah, my number changed too.
yeah. But I don't know. A lot of people who
Cause
grew up with
I want a group because I didn't have that. I want my tribe though. It got to be minimum 3 for me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
As
My
lie.
long as
initial number was
timeline.
12. My
What'd you
initial
say?
number was 12.
God,
Hello,
Nick
can you hear me?
Cannon,
Yeah.
Yeah,
NBA.
that was my initial
Jesus
number.
Christ.
I wanted a basketball team.
Oh,
And
you talking about like years ago type stuff?
nah, I probably just let that go maybe a year ago.
Oh, okay, okay,
Bro,
that's good.
12.
That's
I
intriguing.
started thinking about. I
Okay,
started
well,
thinking about
Financially, that's beastie.
yeah, 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 yeah.
my plan. My plan was to get there. It is.
You got to be wealthy at
Yeah,
that
but my
point.
plan was to get there. But it was like I started thinking about just way of life in general.
Mhm.
How many kids would have to share rooms? Unless you got a Sprinter or a 15 passenger, when you go somewhere as a family, you riding in two different cars. Your one wife driving one, you driving one. I want to be riding next to my wife in the seat type. So I lowered it to a amount I can just have a seven, 8 passenger truck. so so
Why was the big number? Because you said you wanted a basketball team.
I just wanted a big. I just wanted something big, man. I just wanted the big family. I wanted a great looking siblinghood. I just wanted
And from like how you said, because when you growing up, like you said, you had your imagination telling you, man, I want to see this, I want to create
yeah,
that.
and growing and also growing up, I'm not as close with my siblings as I would have liked to be with siblings. Like all my siblings are closer to each other than me. Like I think I'm probably the most isolated from one another. Like my little sister, and my little brother were.
Because it's 3, all right.
It's I got a half brother, but that's my older brother, which he wasn't around the house too much. Like he wasn't too much of an older brother. My younger siblings, they kind of I wasn't the typical kid. Like I didn't like toys and stuff like that. I didn't like cartoons and anime. So like my little brother, and my little sister bonded on them levels. Like they like the same type of shows, same type of video games if they played them. Like that was them. Even though me and my brother shared a room, me and my brother was never too close. We didn't have too much in common besides the fact that we shared a room. So we had to be around each other a lot. And we was close in age. So like if I'm going somewhere, a lot of times he forced to go with me. But we don't bond on too many levels. So that was another thing I wanted. I wanted a girl first. That was another thing. That was another like specific with my kids.
I mean, I guess you went crazy.
Yeah, I did. I wanted a girl first because I wanted my oldest child,
To be
as
a
far as the
woman?
leader of her siblings, to be a female.
Why not a boy? That's an interesting one.
I
As a man, that's interesting.
Right.
All men, most men say a boy first.
when I was
Congratulations to my brother Choi.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
you
Both of
got?
y'all.
You
Got a
son?
boy. Yeah.
On what? The way I felt, and the reason that became a thing is because I was thinking about just like females coming up and like in the work and like in the workplace or in the real world, and how they status is raising. And I like the little revolution. I like certain parts of the little revolution. Like it's getting a little crazy
Oh,
now
you
with
talking about
certain
from the
things.
women empowerment?
Yeah,
The movement. Okay.
yeah. It's getting a little crazy in certain places now, but just women leadership and women just taking a stand and stepping up. So I wanted to have a daughter,
To be a
that's
part of that.
the head of her siblings, like the top of her siblings. Like if it's a babysitting situation on the way down, or just a chain of command. Like when a kid get to a certain age, you pass stuff to the oldest kid. Stuff got passed to me as the oldest kid in the house at a point.
Right. Oh yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard, especially from men. It's rare that we hear that.
Yeah, so like that was kind of something that was dope to me. Like the possibility of having a daughter that's on top of her 10 other siblings, like making sure stuff straight up under us. Like, yeah, that was gangster to me.
Yeah, because how old is your daughter now?
My daughter's 3 now.
Okay, man. Congratulations on that, man.
And then my 4-year-old.
Yeah. Let's go, man. Okay. And Keion, how many you got? No, I'm just.
When's her birthday?
August 4th.
She a Leo?
Yeah, she is.
He said she a Leo. Yeah.
Yeah, she
What about
is.
nephew?
Yeah, no, you know, Neff basically gonna be getting his own crib next month.
Oh, God. Because you said he's 7.
Yeah, he's
Bro,
7
that
now,
sounds
yeah, it's
crazy.
sick, bro.
And
Got
we'll
7?
never
You got a
forget.
7-year-old?
We'll never forget his age because that was when we graduated.
He said you got a 7-year-old guy. He like, oh yeah, no niggas.
That's how we'll never forget how long ago we graduated. Yep, it's always gonna be the exact, and it's always gonna be the exact year that we graduated.
It was before graduation?
Yeah, like a couple months before graduation. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
Wait, so when his birthday?
January
It gotta be
1st.
January.
What's his sign?
That's
What is
Capricorn.
that? Capricorn. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
Oh,
never
yeah,
forget when he
shout out
came into the world, but we was playing the game. We was playing 2K. Troy just randomly he said, "What right now?" You know you can't hear the other person's back. What right now?
Oh, yo,
Hey, you know Troy funny. He act like he ain't finna get off the game.
Right.
Like he finna tell her to hold on. He said, "Like right now." he said, "Hold on, y'all. I gotta be right back." And all of a sudden you see him go offline or whatever. I'm like, oh, I think he finna have they finna have the kid or whatever.
Man, yeah. For me personally, I definitely want a son first. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that's one thing I've learned about myself is I'm definitely a man's man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was born for it. You know what I'm saying? Especially because genetics wise, I'm looking pretty good because my mom got just me and Rail. So that's 2 boys, and my dad only got me. So my chances are pretty high. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I want more boys than girls because, like I said, because of me, being a man's man, I want to duplicate my DNA, like my masculine DNA, especially from knowing the world as we know the quality of man, unfortunately, is going. I mean, I feel like both, but I'm real big on just like building and creating spaces for good men. Like I'm real big on that because of how protective I am over women, and how much I care about women. It's like I know it started with us. If we got plenty trash men, they cook. You know what I'm saying? You can have as many females as you want, or many girls as you want to.
Bring in some boys too. Which one I want more of, I don't know. It would depend on how boys is at the age my kids is. I would have to see that. I had to see how that play out.
Well,
Cause
you
I
say
ain't
it
gonna lie,
depends
'cause the generation of young men these days, boy, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Yeah, your son is gonna be he's gonna be a interesting one in his generation.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because we come from that not traditional, but we come from a good time. Versus the kids now is
they get worse and worse. They get worse and worse every year. You look at high school. You look at 18-year-olds when we was 18, and even before us, we was worse than our parents' generation.
Yeah, because they used to be looking at us. In comparison, they used to look at us like
they
y'all
had
kind
freak Nick, bro. Like we ain't have nothing like that.
What you mean? We brought it back. That's our generation that brought it back. Because the people that did it in college.
I mean, but you can't say that's
are
worse
our
though. You
age.
can't say that's worse though.
They're
They
definitely doing it worse.
Started it.
They're definitely doing it worse. They started it, but ours looks worse.
It's crazy, even though we got
we
the
don't know that,
media.
'cause theirs wasn't. It wasn't captured like
The
ours.
ones that
Man, they'll
the
tell you
parts of
about it.
that was captured was wicked. Like I don't know.
Because you got to think about it. The reason why I feel like generations before the technology generation was wilder because there is no.
Yeah, and
you just going crazy. Can't nobody see you.
But
the
cameras ain't stopped our generation from doing bullshit.
Right. But
No, but
at
I'm
the same
just
time,
saying
I feel like,
we're going off of what we can see.
right.
From them,
And
we
then-
can't go pull up videos
Right.
and see the
But
max.
they talk and
Yeah,
they let it out. They laugh about it like
That's
it's
fact.
like it's
And we
like
all.
they supposed to.
But think about it. The reason why I say they was probably wilder is because unfortunately, when you look at the history of just say the black community, when we look at how many men had all these kids and all, you know what I'm saying? They was going crazy though.
I feel like there's a chance
Hidden
that
families though. They was going
Yeah,
niggas was
that was
going
going
crazy.
I feel like there's a
Niggas
chance
was
that
going
wilder
crazy.
things happened, but the amount of wild people is nowhere near close.
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, it's a population thing, but the population is going to make it more widespread. It's going to make it a bigger problem. If there's more, if
But also it's a culture. It's a mix of culture and population.
a 300 people freaknik and 1,000 people freaknik looks different. It's like they're like one's gonna look worse. And let's say in these freakniks, because they do all type of weird stuff. It's they be walking around butt naked and out there. So let's say you see in a 300 people freaknik 10 butt naked people, men, women, it don't matter. In 1,000 people freaknik, you see 80 butt naked people, men, women, it don't matter. One is worse than the other. One is, and then with the cameras, it's gonna make it worse because only like the freaknik footage made other people want to have them. They start having club themes,
And then that's when you get
Freaknik.
Diddy. No, I'm just,
they start having club themes, and the night we call it is freaknik night or blah blah blah, and that only makes it more of a widespread idea and makes it just more wild stuff just being broadcasted and moved around to where other people want to do it.
Right. But yeah, I forgot how the heck we got to Freaknik, but
Because freaknik was just a college thing at a point, right?
yeah, no, I'm talking about the topic.
Nah, I
Like,
think it was a party
just
thing.
a thing. Like niggas is just like
yeah, it was like a festival.
come
style
outside.
type
It's freaknik time. Like niggas is just.
I thought it was an HBCU. I thought it started as an HBCU thing.
Not like niggas was just in the hood, bro. Like it's time for freaknik, and they just knew. Like
Even calling it that is crazy because it's like
yeah, that's wicked work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
like I
good.
was saying though, on a parenting tip,
Right, yeah.
let's bring it. That's we gonna have to make.
No, 'cause
Edit,
we
we gonna have
got
to edit
the-
the mess out of that one. That was
Yeah,
weird.
that-
That's a
yeah.
weird mix. Now
I
you
don't
see
know-
when
I-
editing comes
yeah, I
in.
don't know how we
Freaknik
got
mixed with
there.
parenting is crazy.
I don't know how
They
we
said,
got
so
there.
let's
We
talk
got
about
there
Because the
freaknik.
parents was at the freak. No,
we
it's
said-
like,
Somehow we was talking about which generation was wilder.
Oh yeah, the generations get worse as we go. The
Right,
18-year-olds.
But so like I was saying though, it's like me personally, I'm just real big on I just gotta have, I want sons. But we want to talk to you brothers about who have experience with parenting and obviously not speaking for y'all, but we know y'all situation, so the topic is the reality of co-parenting, you know what I'm saying? So
Avoid it at all costs.
don't be with it. From what I've learned from my
I'm
brothers
joking.
in a joking way, but it's real. Don't be with a demon, and, and then so yeah, we're just gonna talk about it, man. We wanna because the reason why we talking about this is because like I said, we haven't talked about it on our pod because me and Keion not parents, so we haven't had that level of insight. But that's what we want to do on this platform is we want to provide, man, a wide range of knowledge and experience and lessons and all of that, especially for the men out there that might be going through this, which we know that's probably always going to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? So for you two brothers, man, I mean, we know that's a wide range. So who want to jump it off? Troy, you want to get warmed up?
Hey,
or-
look, man. I my biggest tip. My biggest tip would be, fellas. I don't know if y'all hoopers or
Speaking
not.
to the mic too.
I don't know. I feel like they can hear me.
Yeah, your
I
mic.
feel
man.
I feel like they can hear me.
Boy, shot selection. Like he said, man.
You don't want to be Kobe Bryant when it comes to that.
You
You
want
want to be more like
taking
KD.
every shot, man. Listen. For the young brothers that's, high school, you starting to get those feelings. You want to get out here and move around
Use
It's middle
condoms
school for you.
safely, bro.
Let's start with that.
Relax, man. We ain't talking about that right now.
Wait, what did he say?
He talking about high school feelings and moving around. That's the nigga you started in middle school.
Yeah, hey, you just went crazy. You just cooked my boy. You just cooked.
I don't think
Well, before you say that, I'm gonna say use condoms in all seriousness. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never talked about the safe sex thing, but that not no corny stuff. That's like real deal, Holyfield. Like, man, I'm big on that, boy. You're like I don't play around.
especially at a younger age, please,
Yeah, cuz.
Yes, on behalf of Troy and Trey
Yeah.
and Trigger Trey, like please, bro.
I made it a regular thing after.
So let me ask, I don't know if y'all want to talk about it. I don't know, Yeah, so going into it, that's funny as no.
It ain't no current smoke.
Yeah, yeah. So like when y'all prior to y'all having y'all kids and stuff like that, was safe sex taught to you? That wasn't taught to y'all.
Taught?
Taught?
No.
Yeah.
Not
It was
safe,
practice,
but
yeah.
protected sex is what I mean to say.
No.
It wasn't taught to you? What you mean it wasn't taught to you? We had whole little. Well, I know you might have left. Yeah, they had a
In
class
8th
in
grade,
school.
we had a class that my,
I mean, you
my
ain't got
father
it.
signed a slip for me not to be in. I was
Okay.
the only person there that
wasn't supposed to be there.
I wasn't in there.
All right, okay.
I had to be in the whole classroom. Y'all remember Miss Johnson?
Yeah.
I had to sit in Miss Johnson's classroom the whole time. Dolo.
Okay.
But
Oh, we had 2 classes? Because I remember we had one in high school and one in middle school, too.
I remember the 8th grade one.
Revenue.
You didn't do high school at Marshall, right?
no, we ain't do.
So,
the
yeah, it
middle
was
school
probably
one-
2 times we had it.
Oh
in.
wait, am I tweaking? No, the middle school one is when they had the ladies come in.
I'm about to
and
say
they was
people
doing
came
activity.
in.
No, that was middle school. That was
Yeah,
8th
people
grade.
came
That
in
was
for
right
that.
before
That's why
high
I said
school.
I sat with a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they I shouldn't have told them. I don't know why I even told them, but
About the class, just walked in that mud.
no, I'm saying I shouldn't have told my parents, like, because they sent everybody home with a slip. If your parents don't want you to be in the class, have them sign this slip.
Yeah.
I don't know why I took the slip home.
I think that's a great topic within itself. I think safe sex should definitely be taught in schools, like, especially with our experience.
I
of
would
how
say they was a little early. I can't say that. I would say they was a little early.
Yeah. They wasn't early for you. Why you talk? What you talking about?
He on mine.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, I think freshman year is about right.
Yeah, no, they was 8th grade. We was 12.
I was about to say we took the first one in 8th grade.
Okay, I'm a special case, bro. Like most people ain't out here jugging
You ain't
at
know-
12
what?
years old. Most people not out here.
Most
that
cool,
young.
but I know a lot.
So wait, are you saying that it should not be in freshman year?
No,
I'm saying- I
he's
said,
saying
like,
that
freshman,
he's
'cause
saying
we was
the 8th
eighth
grade
grade.
was too early, and I'm saying I don't think it was.
Yeah, eighth grade freshman year. The reason why I say it's good there is because that's when our brains start to develop the interest for that. So you got to get ahead of it, like I said earlier. But what you was gonna say, Keion?
I was gonna say 7th grade. Yeah, I was gonna say 7th grade just because, again, like you said, get ahead of it early. And there's people who develop earlier than other people in 8th grade. So
Yeah, we all seen the early development.
yeah, so
We
I
know
feel
what
like
that looking
yeah,
like.
6th,
Really, you
7th
can
grade.
teach that as
You
soon
got
as
to
your
cut
shit
all that
work.
shit out, man. Yeah.
Oh, I did have a class in like 4th grade, but that did not last long.
They
Yeah,
gave me
4th grade.
They gave me they didn't give me a sex pamphlet, but they gave me a pamphlet in 5th grade.
A class?
Well, it wasn't no full. It was our health class.
Crazy, bro. What the?
In elementary, you got the same teacher, so you do the subjects almost every hour. So once we got to, it was health. So once we got to health, he said, "Hey, they separated the boys and the girls." And bro, I had a guy teacher, Mr. Moore.
4th grade is
That's
wicked.
crazy.
Yeah, that had a guy teacher, Mr. Moore, funniest ever. He said, I gotta put these packets down. These packets got some pictures on them. It was a picture of the anatomy. He said, hey, this is uncomfortable for me. It's gonna be uncomfortable for y'all. I'm talking to a bunch of kids. He put the packets down, bro. So kids started laughing. He said he get it out, but he had to he pointed to what each thing was, each part and stuff
Yeah, that's
was,
too
and
early.
the name
Yeah,
of
no,
it.
No. Middle school.
It wasn't like it was sex education. He was just pointing to each part and the names
Yeah,
of
but
it.
even that
So it's
part
not
is
like,
like-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, son, that's a little different.
So I don't know if that
I
still
don't know.
counts,
Yeah,
but
boy.
Because did you talk to condom? Did you talk about condoms?
no, he was just talking about what
That's
each
not
thing
sex ed.
was.
That's
yeah,
not sex ed. That's not sex ed.
That's an anatomy.
Yeah, that's not. the
it was
same.
during the health hour.
'Cause I got the
Right,
pamphlet with,
So-
with the body parts in it in
Yeah.
5th grade, and it wasn't nothing about condoms or sex in it.
Okay, so when I actually had
I mean,
the class,
seeing
it was
the
like
body
that.
parts.
8th
I
grade.
mean, that's not the end of the world. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what he talking about essentially. He talking about him pointing them out and naming them.
I'm thinking they bust out the bananas. So this is how you put it on there.
Yeah,
Like, I thought that was kinda crazy.
yeah. But yeah, I feel like 8th grade freshman year is about right. I feel like that's a good place because even as a parent, I'm not gonna once I get to that place, I'm not gonna rely on the school. I'm gonna be on it early because it's like because we all know we hear about it. Even if you ain't doing it, somebody's getting active. You know. What I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
regret.
You
That's
know?
what I'm saying. I regret taking that slip home because I should have been in that class.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really taught. Like-
fucking doesn't matter.
Yeah, us knowing about it don't mean it was taught, and it wasn't taken as seriously as it should have.
And
been.
my parents, personally, my parents, that wasn't that's not their style. They didn't really talk.
I don't
to
think that's
about
me.
that.
I can't think of a
Our
single
parents- I feel
parent
like
that
our
talked to a
parents-
kid.
Yeah, I feel like our parents from our generation of parents is like you better not be doing nothing you ain't got no business doing.
Yeah.
Like It ain't about safe sex at that point. It's about no sex.
And it's funny too, cause like that's the funniest thing is like our parents of our generation expect us to know expect us to know everything, expect us to know nothing. So it's like they don't teach certain things because they think you already know it. I'm like, bro, this is not common sense. You didn't teach it. They say you didn't learn that. No, you didn't tell me.
It was always
Troy just
incorporated
was
for
trying
me.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
It was always a regular thing for me. Like I didn't start.
wait, it do sound crazy the way you said that.
No. I got to touch on this a little bit. So it's not funny. Because it's, I don't know if I registered as trauma.
What?
But I guess I technically was like molested, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause I was growing up down south. I was literally under the age of 10. I was under the age of 7, 8, honestly. And there was this older girl. She probably was like 10, 11, 12 type, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't put it in her because my knee wasn't even getting hard at that time.
Yeah, he
you know
said,
what
I
I'm
don't know
saying?
how to activate
Yeah,
that.
like, I didn't know what was going on, but she ended up taking me to a undisclosed location and started doing stuff with her orally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wait, you said she said she was using her
Oral,
So that's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm like I said, like 6, 7 maybe.
So and so I want to touch on that real quick. No Diddy. Is that I've heard that before, but as men, we all joke about it. I've joked about this with people like, oh shoot, I love that beat. But as we know, if it's the roles are reversed, it's
Oh yeah, it's Fry Central.
Yeah, Fry Central. For sure. Like I said,
niggas is dead out there.
I don't think I necessarily register it as trauma or nothing.
So
like
the
that.
reason, but technically
I
that
can
is.
honestly
I'm about to say,
say,
but your body probably does.
Yeah, and that's probably why I got active a lot earlier than.
Because that's where it comes, and they call that hypersexuality.
Banging
Yeah, because she exposed me.
Yeah, because that's what and I know people personally. Yeah. And I know men personally who have gone through that same thing to where it's like being exposed to it at a young, it's like, especially.
It just opened a new world.
Yeah.
And when when it's stuff you don't know, you go explore it.
And we've heard the sicker versions of it to where, unfortunately, kids will be programmed to think, oh, we supposed to be doing this at this, and we know that's not how it works. So I think that's real. That hey, you can tell us whether or not you want to keep that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't. Like I said, that's not really nothing. It happened. It's not like, thank the Lord, it wasn't no Diddy stuff for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, in all seriousness.
Yeah, like no boy, like that's the whole different story.
Yeah,
but
that's the crazy part about the but like how, as we all can admit, the double standard thing is real when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, because if it was a woman, that wouldn't have been that. It would have been smooth to talk about it, just bring it up, just, you know what I'm saying? That would have been, even everybody around would have been like, I don't know, we should have just said that, but it's like, as men, we just process stuff way smoother. I don't know why. It's like
On the safe sex piece, though, a big reason I wish I was taught it as well. Safe sex is more than just penetration or sex.
yeah, that's facts.
Because, like, you can catch it from mouth shit. You can catch all type of stuff. And I feel like I missed all of that info in all of them classes, like, where you didn't really learn about none of it. In freshman health, we had a little small unit. I feel like it should have been touched on a lot more. Condoms and stuff, that was regular for me. Like, my mother of my child was probably first person I started having regularly unprotected sex with. And after we had the kid, I wasn't playing.
Isn't that so backwards? Yeah. Isn't that so
Listen,
backwards?
they do something to you.
Yeah,
boy.
it was backward.
Yeah,
Me
that's
and Trojan
traumatizing
was-
within itself.
Yeah, it
exactly.
is,
The
but
best buds
the
after
trauma
that,
pushed
man.
me into that good Trojan now. Because Lord, it became regular.
I done there bought a subscription monthly.
Yeah.
I was buying the 36 John.
Yeah, so I think it sounds like the funny part is, I think Keion's like a fusion of everybody. Not trying to put his business out there. He's like me, to where he's like, we ain't gonna force it, but he ain't 100% agreeing with me over here. To where saying,
That's why I
because
sit
I
in
didn't
the
try to
middle.
tell this
Oh,
nigga.
so you dip and dab. You play.
No, hey.
Wait, that's why he's sitting in the middle, because he's like, hey, I'm neither here or against it.
So It's funny too, cause like that was always my thing. Or why I hesitate was like, cause a lot of people in our class was nasty, and like, bro, we had a whole lot of teen pregnancies, bro, like that graduated with us, bro, nasty. I'm talking what? Wow, bro, like. I'm like, why is everybody still trying to do this to her, bro?
Bro,
She.
that's great Keion material. I just had
You hear about the last
brain
story?
freeze off of that.
Why is everybody still trying to do this to her? Is
Bro, like once you hear certain stories, bro, like nah, I can't tell you. So yeah, I hold off, but yeah, when I started getting active, it was a little mixture of both. I ain't gonna lie, and it's funny too because I have a
dabbling.
bro,
Wait, so for you, it was after we graduated too?
yeah, or our senior year as we graduate our senior
But
year.
also check this out though. We done this kind of like some social experiment psychology stuff.
Wait. Before you ask that, y'all saying y'all ain't start having sex after we graduated?
Yep. So we was, but for you, I mean, already talked to me.
I was 16.
okay.
You 10? No, it's like
Technically, yeah.
So check this out though. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I mean I know this based off of just life is that that it's like a statistic thing based on upbringing and life childhood experiences. It will dictate whether or not how you perceive it. So that's why me and you always look at stuff similar because we basically grew up with the exact same family style, parenting
So
style,
you be dipping
everything.
and dabbling like him? You be dipping and dabbling
No,
like him?
that's the personality kicks in.
that's the personality.
So that's a Leo versus a Libra. I'm more like, wait, we gonna pace ourselves. We gotta wait this out. That don't make sense now. He's more fiery and risky. You know what I'm saying?
It's more fire and risky. Look at that.
It's funny, bro. I have a wild story, bro.
So we started at the same, but how we moved about it, technically, and me and our styles on how we moved about it is completely different based on our, we all know I'm a conservative. I keep it like my dad. I'm like, hey, keep it premium, dude.
I had to tell my pops I lost $20 because look, so like I ain't had no job, so I had to ask pops for some cash. I told him I needed $20 for my haircut. So imagine you spend $20 on some condoms and didn't even get your haircut. It wasn't even 20. It was like 14 at the time on the box.
What condoms was you buying?
Yeah,
You bought
the big bag, boy.
This nigga done bought the Trojans 100 in a box.
Again, ain't
You got
nobody
one of them
tell.
online. You
Again,
can't find them in the. Can you find them in the store?
Yeah, you go to Walgreens. Yeah.
Walgreens. Oh yeah, you probably did spend $20. You buying condoms out of Walgreens?
I ain't have no older sibling like
That's
that,
high. I was buying condoms from Walmart.
bro. I didn't know you could get condoms from the.
$7 for
Going
the
to
12
the gas
drum.
station.
Bro, I didn't even know you could get condoms at the gas station.
Gas
Again,
station. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
paying
But-
for 3.
Yeah.
Y'all overpaying.
Hey,
'cause
sometimes let me get $1. I just need $1 right quick.
Yeah, I was a gas station.
Y'all overpaying.
I went to that Walgreens that used to be on the corner that they closed now.
Man, 12 for
But
7.
yeah,
Well,
but it was
Keion started. He was
Yeah.
driving stuff earlier.
Yeah,
too,
so-
he was going to get the premium joint.
Yeah,
I
but
was just
so-
walking to the gas station.
Bro, bought a big pack. What came back hair not even cut. So I'm like, yeah, I lost 20. But I said, I don't know. I'm pulling I don't know what I did with it. I can't tell him I just used it to go buy some condoms. I'm like, I
So
don't
you
know.
couldn't tell him you didn't want to.
Nah, I couldn't tell my pops, huh?
You came a Muslim, right?
My dad's side of the family's Muslim.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you
not.
playing with that ass. Yeah, ain't none of that.
You was gonna get exiled.
Yo, your dad funny as it. His dad funny as a mother.
So I had to go. I didn't want to ask for money again when I needed a haircut too. So
Let's kind of talk about that then. Like, I mean, if y'all don't mind, just in like mindsets behind it. I mean, even though this is all we supposed to talk about
Co-parenting, yeah, this is great.
I guess
I mean,
this is great
good.
origin.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
It's
we
yeah.
go,
great.
we go, we go, we go, we go. Man.
It's just great backstory. Because this still is context for how we even get to co-parenting. But like, I was gonna say, hey, I don't know how y'all feel about talking about just how we all moved once we got active. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we want.
I feel like y'all made it very clear.
How we move? What you mean by how we move?
So we all did the origin of like when we got started, but it's like how you moved on like because we talked about safe sex, but then also another thing is about basically intentional, calculated sex. I guess like who your partner, because that's another real. I guess that's a topic within itself. How did we move? Was we just all going crazy? Just what I'm saying, or So like I said, do we? I don't know if we want to share that because it sounded like that's kind of when you were starting to get to.
One and only at the time.
Dude, crazy. Go ahead now.
I said another thing is like when I wouldn't say I was sheltered. It was just like I didn't want to do a lot of the things the other kids did. So once I got my own whip and stuff,
Your own freedom.
Yeah, my own
You wanted to
freedom.
explore.
yeah. So I want to do things I want to do. So it's like everybody was skipping school to go to certain places and stuff like that wasn't interesting me. So again, when I started getting my own whip, that's when I became to start, getting my own freedom and stuff.
Keith, how was you moving, gang?
That nigga wasn't moving.
What you think, bro?
I feel
If
like
you had to take a guess, cause we wasn't locked in at that time. If you had to guess.
yeah, but my guess would still be that you wasn't on a spree.
Oh, okay, yeah, I paced myself. I can count, both
Like, I
hands.
was
Bro.
I feel like when you started, it was probably the same girl all the time.
Yeah, so I can say that, when I did, when I lost my virginity, I dealt with the same girl for 2 years straight. You know what I'm saying? I started it. I set the tone. Like, remember I told y'all before, I'm real big on tone setting. So it's like, the way I knew it then, I'm like, I'm not going to be one of these niggas that just good out here going crazy. Because, thank God, due to myself. And I'm just, always been image conscious, self-aware. Like I said, that's when the difference between the Leo and the Libra, you know what I'm saying? We both got our L's. But,
In my defense too, I went to college. And I
Yeah,
went to
so,
college in the middle of the woods, so it wasn't nothing else.
College
to
is
do.
for horror activity.
In the middle of the woods, just think about that. Nearest
And I
mall,
didn't go to
everything was
college,
just
so
the
I
farthest
You went to
away.
college in the middle of the woods.
I had a very
Parkside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Parkside, literally in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, I remember it took us forever getting out there trying to visit. We visited that nigga once and never coming back. I'm like,
I did. Went home with them.
Niggas, he dinner didn't want to go back. He was like, man, y'all should have. We dinner picked him up dinner basically because you was on your way out around. that
Yeah, I
time.
was, cause like, bro, I was just going through a lot. Besides doing all that, I'm in the woods, bro. Like, ain't nothing else to do. My leg was hurt. I can,
You was going crazy off the ACL, cuz? You was on a spree off the ACL?
I dislocated my knee.
You was on a
Before.
spree off that?
Yeah, off one leg is diabolical.
Nigga, sex was hard for me after I got injured, so I just asking off some curious shit, because we did the same thing.
Oh yeah, I mean it was hard, but no pun intended.
That nigga's going crazy. One leg
ain't
is
gonna lie,
crazy
think
is crazy.
Dude, bro, I was so hot, bro.
Yeah, that boy Keion, you a legend for that one, boy.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't working.
man, I was
dog.
bedridden.
It was hard,
I
but-
couldn't even roll over on my stomach for a minute, cuz. We had to catch it the same way for a little bit.
You was in a relationship. You was in a relationship when you.
I dislocated my knee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dislocated my knee at the top of 23. No, top of 24.
This nigga always been in relationships down there. Shoot.
I was with same girl.
Yeah, well, y'all know.
I did it because of her. I was pushing her car.
I thought you was finna say. I thought you was
Yeah,
finna
they
do
don't
it
even worry
No,
about it.
I was pushing her car.
You
But,
take
yeah.
5 Aleve and 2 Viagra's, you don't feel it no more.
Look at
No,
me.
I swear.
finna say,
You don't
nigga,
feel the knee
what?
no more.
That's crazy.
5 Aleves and 2 Viagra's, you don't feel your knee no more.
For like perspective, do y'all think what do you think caused what life experience do you think life experience caused you to move dictated on how you move when it came to being, sexually active?
Well, yeah, for me personally, again, like I said, I wouldn't consider myself sheltered, but like sheltered. I wasn't around a lot of BS. Nor did I want to be around a lot of BS. So
So yours was basically out of curiosity and like, man, I'm finally free.
and it
and
wasn't like I was
everything.
just doing anybody or forcing,
Yeah.
nah, we're gonna do this a certain way, my way. So
Troy,
yeah,
Troy, how was you moving when you started, man?
All right. So, so I go okay. So my prom really started in middle school. For all my Marshall alumni, y'all gonna y'all know who I'm talking about. We ain't gonna I ain't gonna lie. My mom low key enabled it. Cause
Really?
yeah, cause
I thought the story was stuff was happening at her mama house.
it was both of them.
Ooh, yeah,
Both of them. Like, cause it started off that I would sneak over her house, and eventually her mom found out, and then her mom told my mom. And of course, it was like, no, y'all down there got to break up. They were trying to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
We was over emotional teenagers or preteens or whatever. We crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
It's crazy.
bro, it's funny too, because I'm
said,
just
"Man, I
looking
didn't
at
even
both
do
y'all
it."
face, bro. I said, bro, y'all childish.
Wait, you said what?
Did y'all
Bro,
come to
I'm
school
just-
talking about that?
no.
You
I
said,
ain't
Bro,
gonna
I'm
come
just
to school talking about
Picture Jen. Wow.
yeah. Good.
Both they face, bro. I'm like, bro, they childish, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, cause I just think
I
of
could
both
envision.
they,
Yeah,
bro,
he was
especially
probably
middle
like,
school. Troy,
yeah, that boy was like,
No, but yeah. Yeah, so moms found out that, we go through that whole little section or subjugation or whatever. I don't even know if I use that word right.
You don't even
But
know what the hell
eventually
you just said.
eventually mom's was like, oh, we live in Milwaukee. I'd rather you not be sneaking out and it be at my house instead of you be outside on some trying to be safe about it type stuff. Which
Took that route. That's a bad route.
yeah. Yeah. It makes sense a little bit. It makes sense a little bit. But you gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? So you can't keep the door closed rule. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we hear you snoring, it's raps. You know?
parenting and personal experience definitely will shape your sexual life.
So it was
For
sweet.
sure.
Like, I hate to say it like this, but niggas had in-house in middle school, so it was like I was dang near spoiled. You know what I'm saying? So it became like
In
a
house in
normal-
middle school. That's a lie, cause that's crazy.
So it became like normal at an early age then there, you know what I'm
And so
saying?
for you, and so for you was just more so so how Keion said because he was sheltered, that's more so why he kind of went a little. What was it? Was it a mental thing or emotional thing that made you want to just run it up? I guess if that's what we want to call it.
I wasn't just going crazy with multiple, you know what I'm saying? It was y'all know how long I was with
Yeah, you was a one woman man. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because once we all open that door, we all know what the
Yeah.
feeling is.
Once the door got open, the door was open. And I used to be, well, not used to be, back to it. But at first I was a, uh or what did you call it? Like you said, movie type of, I want
That's
to be with
definitely-
this. Yeah,
that's definitely what
this
they was.
one and
That's definitely what they was.
telling you, bro, like we had the matching shirts and you know what I'm saying. So but then niggas get hurt, you know what I'm saying? After that.
Troy and Gabriella. That's what it was.
Hey, that was a line right there. He said we had to matching shirts, but then niggas get hurt. Yeah, that was good. That
No
was good.
bullshit, but
Troy and
niggas experienced
Gabriella.
their first little
It's
heartbreak.
way more
You know what I'm
essential.
saying? Unfortunately, I was sexually active when it happened, so it was like it kind of turned into a coping mechanism. Yeah, so it was like it wasn't even necessarily that I was doing it to fix the problem, but I was already used to doing it so regularly. So it was like low
you
key, my
spreed
body
after
was
that.
just like my body was just like looking for it type stuff.
I never had a spree. Yeah, I never had
Yeah.
a spree. I was.
So you was always calculated out the gate too.
Yeah, off top. Like it was my girlfriend at the time, and
That's who you lost your virginity to.
yeah, that's still the worst decisions. Like I wish I was a virgin now.
Wait. So your no. I thought you was gonna say your first relationship was your mother or your kid, but no.
Oh no. But I really should have been a virgin until I was like 20, 23, 4.
I thought you was gonna say 24. Goddamn.
But because
I mean, well, it's not bad. Never mind.
it is bad. It's just a decision that really didn't matter.
Oh, so you saying your first time was like on some? You feel like it was a waste?
It was. It wasn't even enjoyable. Like it was. It's not
Your
not
first time or your first partner overall?
Oh shit. Alright.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize I just did it, bro. I told you, bro. It's like when somebody throw the in there, that's trying to keep it clean, but you trying to you trying to be respectful, Yeah.
That's another sex education thing. Because first time I used a condom I got from somebody else.
Well, you said
Oh, what?
I used a condom I got. My boy was like I don't know why he gave me something. He was like he didn't want it or he didn't like it or something. I think he gave it to me because I was high. He was like, just in case you might need this, little bro. And then it's like, nigga, the condom was so small. Squeezing, like, I couldn't feel nothing. Like,
that's the worst feeling in the world. Bro.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I'm like, yo, what's going on? But
Oh, so you really pissed? I'm like, boy, I'm mad. Yeah, because especially if you don't know, you it's a directional thing and everything.
yeah,
you know
but
what I'm
even
saying?
regardless of all of that, like, after we had broken up or everything after that, like I would say probably by my fourth partner, I had really grown to have a deep disdain for the other people I had sex with, and the fact that I even did it or felt like I wanted to do it. I feel like the decision was, it was very and it wasn't even peer pressure, because a lot of time, like I used to have, they used to talk about it in school a lot, like, and I was a virgin, I didn't really care. She wanted to do it. That wasn't nothing I led in. That was something. That was a conversation she brought up. That was something we started to do based on her, and it was just like whatever. I didn't really care, but it was like okay, and I wish it wasn't.
Yeah, because that's not a good feeling as a man, because it's like you didn't do it on your own time, and you know what I'm saying, you didn't want it. So I could feel you on that. Yeah. You like, yeah, I mean, I get on, but it's like I wasn't really on that, but yeah. But pretty much after that, you were still selective as well.
Yeah, after that, it was still very few and far. Like after me and her broke up, I didn't have sex for probably another 2 years.
Right. Would you
Like,
say so would you say also your like upbringing and stuff like that cater to that like calculated mindset when it came to your partner?
no,
Okay. Or for you, what was the thing that made why do you feel like you maintain, you know, that
I
selectiveness?
think it was like my instinct and my natural was always to be with someone, or to be at least trying to be with someone.
Yeah, that's how I made the joke.
So it's like I wouldn't even put in the work in conversation to be involved with somebody for the sole purpose of sex. Like,
yeah.
and
You was always looking at it from a relationship lens. Yeah.
and when it wasn't that, I just couldn't do it. Like I've tried it. I tried to,
No strings attached.
yeah, no
style.
strings attached, F buddy, whatever you call it. I've tried to create those ties, and even the conversations is just weird. It's just like, I don't really want to talk to you like that. Like, it's a lot of text messages that we've sent, and I don't have that type of investment.
I ain't even here like that. Yeah.
If I go do something like that, which I would never do this, if I was gonna do something like that, if I wanted no strings attached sex, I'd get a prostitute. Cause I'm not gonna put all that work into that.
All right, let me ask you.
Yeah, and I would never do that. But it's like, I don't want nothing from you but this. So why would I put my time and conversation into you?
Real quick. So it's some women, you know, my little dibbles and dabbles. There's some women out here that, you know, they understand that. So they don't request consistent text messages, and you know what I'm saying. They just be like, hey, hit me when.
Well, I ain't find none of them caliber, and I don't know if I want to. That shit scare me. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Cause you're gonna overthink it too.
Yeah, cause it's like, why this so light anyway? Like,
like why? So, yeah, cause we can. I mean,
if I see your my chart test, I might be less scared. But a lot of I've experienced probably one where it was real light, and we ain't talking about no test results. You don't want mine? Like, why you ain't want mine? Because girls really good about the test thing, like especially now. Why you ain't ask me about no test? Why you talking about all this sexual stuff and you don't know what's going on over here? So it's like, how many you done did? How many joints you done had in the joint?
In the joint, that's good. That was good. That was a good one.
That's
was
like
good.
that's wild. Like
Yeah.
that scared me. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary.
But yeah, man. Yeah, I would say.
But your lane, I know how your lane get.
Hey, no. You
I know you
gotta
tricky
read
over
it.
there.
You gotta read it right. You know.
See?
Yeah,
That's a lot. It's just the work. You hear everything that he's saying or anything that anybody
'cause
did. It's a lot of work
It's a certain caliber
for nothing.
Like
for just
if,
sex.
If
it's a lot
if
of
it's
work.
a motherfucker down on Burleigh or you know
Yuck.
right, you know what I'm saying. Now it's a difference. But now if this is a pristine woman, she's showing you and telling you that she's barely been in relationships and y'all just happen to get a bond.
But she don't care about none of this,
No.
none of the stuff you talking about. That you say she don't care about the extra conversation and text messages. But she a pristine woman who ain't had partners.
But
and all that stuff.
but y'all okay. I'm saying
that's contradictory.
y'all bond to the point where she messaged you to the point where like, you know, all right, I understand, you know, I don't want a relationship right now. You don't want a relationship, or we just understand that we don't want a relationship with each other. But at the
y'all got a
same
strong
time, I'm not
bond.
looking for sex from nobody else, because now that means she got to go get comfortable with somebody else. And she like, I'm already comfortable with you. You know
Yeah, no. So this is what I'm saying. So I can support that because I know what you're talking about. That does happen like that.
I
I've
can
experienced
see it. It just sounds very damaged of her to say that to you.
Yeah, but also too, it like
And I feel like you know that sounds crazy.
I think so, bro. Cause it's
So that's what I'm
like,
saying. It's an experience thing. So now I feel like how I was back in my nephew Keion. Now I'm doing the same thing because going off of personal experience, I've experienced that too. Because it's like when you selecting a partner, it's like, but also because you're a relationship based
Yeah,
foundation
and
person.
I think deeper about sex
You
as well.
thinking about, I mean, which is why we know how it's supposed to be. You're going off of the traditional, but everybody doesn't have that traditional mindset of like, okay, we should at least be in a relationship. We got to be in. I mean, because like we said, it could be all of the same things. Because I've experienced it to where it's all the same parameters and feelings and emotions of a relationship. It's just not we're in agreement that that's not what we're pursuing.
Is that what you just said?
I mean, basically, like,
You said comfort and it's comfort with sex. You ain't say all the
No,
emotions
no.
and feelings of a relationship.
I
Well,
read
no,
through.
I'm-
He was. That's what he was
I'm
alluding
saying
to.
like y'all have created a bond, like, cause okay, so one of the situations is like literally motherfuckers was trying to, take it to a relationship, but then it's like we came to agreement like
I feel like that's a little different.
relationship probably wouldn't work, but at this point I would done put so much time into you, I don't feel like going.
That's
and
different from
relearning
what
shit,
I
you
was
know what I'm
thinking
saying?
about.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking somebody who was never gonna be anything other than platonic, but she's saying I'm comfortable enough to where
And
I would
hey,
explore with you sexually.
And even that, I've had female friends.
That's the thing that sounds
female
crazy.
friends that's just been female friends for so long, motherfuckers like.
But
hey,
they'll let you
know what
bet.
I'm saying?
That sounds crazy. That's what sounds crazy. That part.
Wait, the female friends thing, but they'll let you.
The ones that don't have relationship type feelings or any relationship type parameters.
so-
I mean, yeah, yeah,
That's weird. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
you know.
no.
Yeah.
That sounds to me like y'all was talking, or like you said, like both of y'all just said there was a relationship forming. So that's a little different. But the whoredom, I'm cool.
But yeah, man, that's So on that topic, man, definitely will. When it comes to that, brothers out there, man, men out there, boys, and definitely hold it down, man. I'm always my main advice is to number one, if you were active, at a young age, especially prior to 18, definitely 100% use condoms and protected sex. And then, if because it might be men out there that's watching that. That's why, like, I think this conversation is another healthy one for people to be able to see this, because it's like to provide perspective. Because this ain't something we ain't never talked about, but like men want to know what other men think on this. But it's like because everybody don't have the, oh man, I waited till I got married. We know the percentage of that is below 1%.
And
That's
a lot of
cooked.
them that moved around crazy don't regret it.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. So it's like the way, because it sounds like we all got the common agreements, like we never was dogs and disrespecting women. You know what I'm saying? Even if you just had your fun, because and that's how I look at it too. Like if you a single man out there because I can speak from that perspective. But it's like if you a single man out there and you trying to just figure out how to navigate in it, my number one thing I would, based on my flaws and lessons, I would recommend approaching it from your perspective of like pursue a relationship with that woman first, because I've done it outside of a relationship enough times to learn that that's not the healthiest way to do it, even though I was comfortable with that fine line, because I feel like that's how I've done it, transparently, majority of the time of my life. So it's like it just from an emotional, if you're a person that really care about a woman and stuff like that, you definitely want to approach a relationship,
And the
pursue a
quality
relationship
is better
first.
too.
You say what?
That's my experience. In my experience, the quality is better.
Yeah. He said you talking about
Yeah, I
somebody
know.
who didn't been out here. Troy, like I didn't. He said I didn't traveled around.
You done
This is what I'm
had
saying.
your best joint from one you was
I ain't
disconnected
gonna say best, but okay, so
But no, they see that. So I already know what he talking
listen, brother.
about. I already know what he talking about. You see
Listen,
what I'm
brother. This is
saying?
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Because it's a connection, and it's a connection and a chemistry thing.
The understanding of that. This is why y'all here. It can do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me and this person are still cool. Like,
you
it's
could be more, free. Like, hey, we finna go crazy then.
And then it's not even like how I explain it. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
feel
like
like-
it basically borderline never happened. Like me and this person, like we just friends, like we was before it happened. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you might be talking about best from another type of perspective than what I'm talking about best.
you
you
talking about the
like,
best
I'm
quality.
talking about-
emotionally.
I'm just saying,
and love
my
making like
best experience, like I wouldn't rather with anyone else.
okay.
Regardless,
That's
regardless of how twisty turny Pornhubby it got. Like
Pornhubby is crazy.
yeah.
like
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm-
all of that really don't matter. Like it's elements of different stuff, but all of that it don't even matter because here it's crazy. Like the feeling is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm on a different type of high.
No, for sure. My best has come from, of course,
The love.
relationship.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
But to what he was saying is like you pretty much saying don't count out the fact that you can get some high quality, outside of a relationship.
Definitely get some high quality, no strings attached. I don't really like you like that.
it ain't.
Yeah,
Why you
see,
keep throwing?
like I said, he overthinking it, bro. He overthinking
that's
it, bro.
not it, bro.
He's
Like, it's
overthinking it.
literally
But like I
just-
said,
What you just said was like we
It's
friends.
not
Never
even
no,
like-
but remember we
but
just
it's
said we can have it's a thin line between it too, to where it's not just I don't care about you.
Yeah,
No,
like,
it
I
could be
genuinely-
ones when
like,
you
if
are
I'm
the
like
same person. You
Yeah.
talking with that? What you just said, the comment about the best and it's like it never happened. Was you talking about the person that you was leading up to a relationship with, or you talking about another girl?
No, the leading up to a relationship is a different one from
That's what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah.
these not the same girls he talking about.
no, but overall what I'm saying is like pretty much like both are possible is what I'm saying. You can have good stuff with the ones who and you can also have good quality sex with somebody that you're not in a relationship with, but you do care about them, love them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like,
All
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm saying both
I
are
ain't
true.
saying,
Another person.
I ain't even saying nothing about it not being good. I'm talking about the tip of the iceberg, the top of the mountain, top of the
You're not
pyramid.
gonna get that nowhere from. That's you're not gonna get that one nowhere from.
But the reason I said it is because if I could do that, if I could be chasing that, why would I even mess around with everything else?
Because then see now this the dangerous the dangerous part. See when you go into every woman pursuing a relationship, that's when unnecessary hurts come, because you pursuing everything as a relationship when it's never supposed to go that far.
I mean, everything. Nah, because it could be certain. Some ones could be just be friends. I go.
now you
I go.
just said
I
it.
go. I go into situations
okay, but
not looking for that middle piece. It's not that. That's not that every woman I encounter on a level has to be a relationship. It's that I'm not finna do the we not friends, but we not together shit.
no, that's not the intention behind
Yeah.
none of it.
But what you were saying is you shouldn't always pursue every woman with the relationship in
Just be
mind.
like, I'm gonna marry her as soon as you know what I'm saying.
Uh.
Like, that's just not realistic. You're gonna get yourself killed.
I'm chasing that every time, but I'm not. There's only ever been one woman that I was actually going to marry.
But okay, so now this is what I'm saying. So now you get to a point with one of them people where, y'all start having sex and y'all don't necessarily end off bad. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, y'all know the
Wasn't meant to be.
relationship's not gonna work.
Because I've experienced that too, so I know what he mean. Yeah.
9 times out of 10, motherfuckers still gonna mess around a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Especially if
saying
y'all
it
done
don't
got
happen.
some-
I'm talking about as far as my as intention intention
right.
goes.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be. I know stuff like that happens. I know you form. It's easy to form bonds. All you gotta do is to form bonds and spend time. You could light to form a bond with somebody that it wouldn't work out. Y'all just know it wouldn't work out. But I'm just talking about as far as my intentions on sexuals. Period. Like I know the best experience I've had has been with the person I love more than anything in the world.
Yeah. And like I said, that's why I agree with you towards like, advice wise, because we talked about, we was just transparent. That's why, like I said, this was good because we were transparent about all our different experiences, how we went about it. But ultimately, that is the way that you're supposed to go about it. Because, especially me now that I'm older and more mature, you know what I mean? And a believer in God, like I said, I just believe in doing it the right way all around.
And
the
even
board,
in that,
you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people fail to think about God outside of just what they hear in the Bible. Because there's certain things that aren't pointed out that are obvious if you think about it. In a way, I think about sex now, when it comes to stuff like having sex with people you're not in love with or you're not choosing to be in a relationship with, is casual sex was made okay and regular because of protection. But people forget we were only placed on this earth with a couple of things.
It's a mate with one person, basically.
Right.
That was the goal.
Condoms wasn't put here by God. Somebody made it. Birth control, Plan Bs, the IUDs, none of that we was put here by God with just the two parts.
That's why.
And sex, that only means that sex was meant to reproduce. It's only meant for serious things like
marriage. And that's why in the Bible it says that like when you have sex with somebody, that's who you married to, basically. You know what I'm saying? We all done heard that too. So it's like It's a reason why it's like that because you only supposed to do it with the one.
To me, that means naturally. Without the scientific inventions and all of that, naturally, they say sex even they say the diseases were created by people or created by doctors. Yeah. So even if you say that, that means naturally only one thing comes from sex: babies, and that wasn't nothing to be played with. That wasn't nothing to be casual with. So why would I be casual with the process of creating those children?
Oh, you're saying that's why having that God awareness makes you think about it from a serious aspect.
Because you got to think about what God actually put here before we came here fucking shit up.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
And before we came here putting condoms and IUDs and the implants and all of that. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes casual sex okay. But if it was just us in them times where he put us here, you getting babies. And the person you have a baby with is important.
And that's a good point. Now I see what you're saying, bringing that up, because if it wasn't for condoms, we all probably be cooked. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people
exactly
extra fry. Yeah.
And what was y'all saving grace? The human invention, not what God put you with.
That's a good point, because and that's why all in all too, to where that's probably another segment within itself. But it's like that's why it's important to, like how we always talk about, just really getting in tune with yourself and building that relationship. I'm gonna always promote that, man. That building that relationship with God is gonna help you go about it a whole lot more realistic, man, and more mature. Because especially when it comes to something like sex, man, if I especially now at this point in my life, I do believe it is the best thing to do is to wait till marriage. Obviously we know the realism and the likelihood of that is low, but hey, man, that's how I look at it, and it's like you're gonna have a whole lot better life experience if you do it that way. So. But yeah, man. So this was the episode, man. This was another good part 2, man, and part 1 and 2. So definitely give us some feedback, man. Comment below on some things that stood out to y'all. But like I said, man, really put some questions out there, man, to where y'all want to really get our perspectives on some things. But particularly, I'm really excited to see the feedback. And I really hope that it really bless some people, man, when it comes to like that safe sex conversation and that sexual awareness, because that's so important, man. Like people sleep on that, especially as men. Like really, share this with y'all people, man, and y'all guys. Like really look at this. Any age, you know what I'm saying? Because we know it ain't no age limits with it. So, any final words everybody got, man, before we get up out of here? Keion, I know you
yeah, a bunch of whores. No, it's playing. No, it's like.
But no, what you got, Keion? Talk.
I ain't got nothing. This is a good one. I think we pretty much touched on everything. Yeah, I ain't really got nothing too much to add.
Okay. What about y'all, man? Troy, how this felt, Troy, man? Being on the episode.
Of course, it's fantastic. Fun. What the fuck did I just say?
And tax.
Yeah, but of course it feels fantastic being in front of the camera for a change. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get that input and my views on a few things. Next time, like I said, hopefully we stay on topic a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I feel I ain't got no add-ons or nothing like that. I'm good.
Hey man, have sex with people y'all love, man. cut out that casual stuff. I can't stress it, bro, because people like, and people, I get that it sounds responsible. It's easy to make that sound responsible. Use condoms, use this, blah 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 blah. But like they turned it into a conversation of find out what you like. I know y'all ain't never heard that, like
yeah.
date different people, have sex with different people, see what you like in sex, see what you like. You supposed to learn that. Yeah, you supposed to learn that with your person, bro. Like, go have sex with 10 different people so you can see what types of what you like. That's weird. We gotta cut out the weird stuff that we trying to normalize, bro.
That's a great point, bro. And I think that's gonna really, put us on a path, man, to just live life as better men and more. I mean, people, men and women, but yeah, man. So. Yeah, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. You know what I'm saying? This has been another episode of the Modern Kings podcast, man. We got a lot of fire coming for y'all soon, man. So y'all be blessed, and we going to tap in with y'all on the next one, man. Yes, sir. God did.